Elementary School District, December 18th, Annual Organizational Board Meeting. I am AESD Board President Ryan Rellis. I call this meeting to order at 5 o'clock p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Para español, puede conectarse por teléfono de la siguiente manera. Llame al 443-776-0752. Cuando se la pida, introduzca el PIN 285-223949 y la tecla numeral pound. Any member of the public has an opportunity to address the board in person during the agendized public comment sessions in person by 6:30 p.m. today. So, moving to item A, the formal administration of oath. Superintendent Jesse Chavarria is to administer the oath of office to Ms. Jackie Philbeck and Ms. Julie Yip. Just you first.
Okay. See if I remember how this goes.
Okay. Board members are public officials. They must take the oath of office before discharge of duties set forth in California Constitution. I will be administering the oath to re-elected board member Jackie Philbeck, as well as new elected board member Julie Yip. Jackie, we'll start with you. Jackie Philbeck, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jackie Philbeck,
I, Jackie Philbeck,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this, repeat that, sorry.
that I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So congratulations.
Thank
At this time, would you please sign your oath?
Oh.
So come around, Jackie. And then after you sign it, please hold it proudly and show it off to our audience.
Congratulations. Now, Ms. Yip.
Julie, ready?
Yes.
Julie Yip, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
Julie Yip,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution for the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution for the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties,
one more time,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duty
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. At this time, would you like to come and sign your oath? So congratulations once again.
All right, now that the formal administration of the oath of office has been taken, let's go ahead and take roll call. To my far right, your left, Board Member Ms. Jackie Philbeck. Board Member Juan G. Alvarez.
Presente.
Board Member Mark A. Lopez.
Present.
Board Member Julie Yip.
Present.
And I am your board president, Ryan Rellis. Public speakers for closed session agenda items. We have one. Come on down.
All right, I was gonna start by saying I'll try not to be like this in my mouth and all retarded with that thing. So, okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start off by welcoming Julie to the board and congratulating Jackie on her reelection. I'm truly looking forward to continued collaborative work with each and every one of you. On November 13th, AEEA received an email offering to amend our September 11th final agreement. It stated that the district was willing to eliminate the ongoing additional workday and replace it with a 0.54% increase to the AEEA health and welfare cap. We respectfully decline this opportunity. AA strongly feels that amending an agreement that was already settled at the bargaining table, signed, ratified by our members, and approved by the Board of Education diminishes the integrity and credibility of making an agreement and the fundamental concept of good faith bargaining. AA members work very hard day in and day out, especially at the beginning of the year when there are a multitude of tasks to complete to be ready to engage students on the very first day of instruction. The extra workday to complete the lengthy, time-consuming district-mandated trainings has been used as a bargaining chip by the district for many, many years. Having that extra work day in our contract as permanent language is something that our members have zero interest in giving back. Doing so would cause us to have to bargain for it time and time again. AEEA members have to work on that extra day. They are providing service for the compensation associated with that extra day of work. This is not and should not be considered to be a raise or any kind of increase in pay. We work that extra day. CSEA signed an MOU on June 10th, knowing their members were going to experience an increase in their health and welfare salary deductions. On November 7th, the MOU was essentially dismissed. They received a hold harmless agreement and a 0.54% increase to the contribution of their cap without having to provide any additional service for that additional money. While this is without a doubt great for CSEA members, it isn't exactly equitable with regards to having parity between the two association settlements. I want to remind you once again, AEEA members have to work on that extra day that is worth 0.54%. They are providing service for the compensation received for that extra day of work. When negotiations for the 25-26 school year commence this coming spring, AEA sincerely hopes that the district and the Board of Education will keep in mind the inequitable settlements that occurred between AEA and CSEA from changing an agreement that was already settled. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your time and consistent attention to ensuring that future negotiations continue to be positive and productive, and that AESD remains the amazing district that it strives to be. Thank you for your time, and I wish you all a very happy holiday season.
Thank you. Now the board will adjourn into closed session to discuss the following items: public employment, public employee discipline, dismissal, release, conference with negotiation, conference with our legal counsel, and under anticipated litigation. May I have a motion to adjourn to closed session?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Lopez,
Second, Alvarez.
second by trustee Alvarez. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Carries 5-0. We are going into closed session.
Test, 1, 2. Test.
Mic check, 1, 2.
Test, 1, 2.
Microphone check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Test.
Test, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Test, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Test, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's kind of low. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone check.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to the Anaheim Elementary School District December 18th Annual Organizational Board Meeting. I'm AESD Board President Ryan Rellis, and I call this meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of the live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Spanish interpretation of the board is available to the attendees. Para español, puede conectarse por el teléfono de la siguiente manera: 443 776-0752. Cuando se la pida, introduzca el PIN 285-223-949 y la tecla numeral pound. Let us begin tonight with the flag salute. Please stand. Let's go ahead and begin with introductions and roll call. To my far right, your left, we have board member Ms. Jackie Philbeck,
Good evening, everyone. Thank you
board
for being
member
here.
Juan G. Alvarez,
Hello, everybody.
board member Mark A. Lopez,
Good evening, everyone.
board member Julie Yip.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone.
I'm your board president, Ryan Rellis. To my left, we have Jesse Chavarria, our superintendent.
Hi, everyone.
We have our assistant superintendent of human resources, Dina Milan.
Good evening.
We have Dr. Yadira Moreno, the assistant superintendent of educational services.
Good evening, everyone.
We have Matthew Slusser, our assistant superintendent of administrative services.
Good evening.
We have Belinda Gordillo on my far right, our communications coordinator.
Good evening, everyone.
We have Yesenia Mancha, our senior administrative assistant. And our far back, we have Jasmine Anaya and Mary Madrigal, our interpreters. And in the back and up here, we have Cody Hellman, Tony Rincon, and Rajazi Zavala, our technology support technicians. In regards to our report of closed session actions taken, there are none. Can I please get an adoption of the agenda? May I have a motion?
So moved, Lopez.
So moved by trustee Lopez. Can I get a second?
Second, Alvarez.
Seconded by trustee Alvarez. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Carries 5-0. Awesome. Moving on to public speakers. Speakers on agenda or non-agenda items. So far, we just have one this evening. If I can go ahead and have Damian Garcia Monroy, please come on down. Now, Mr. Garcia Monroy, just so you know, you have a total of 3 minutes to go ahead and deliver your public comments. When you have 30 seconds remaining, I will hold this up to yellow. And when your 3 minutes is up, then it's red. Are you ready, sir?
Yeah,
All right,
that's fine.
take it away.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Demi Garcia Monroy. Thank you for having me here to speak. Members of the board, president, faculty, staff, administrators, and guests. I'm here to congratulate Julie. Known her for a long time. I'm also active in the special needs community, as nowhere near as much as Julie is. But we've, in the community, have seen Julie grow so much, and so many times we're like, we really need people. And I know there are some great people on this board, so I'm not knocking you guys. But so many of us in the community, like, we see people like Julie, and we're like, if we could just get more people like this person to get elected to political positions. And it's happened, you know. We're so excited that Julie's here. You know, knowing Julie for so many years and seeing the things that she's done, I think this district and the clients, the students, the parents, community, who also benefits from your educating of the kids, is blessed to have her. Julie is very passionate, very dedicated, and selfless. She has been, you know, how can I put it? She has had to struggle balancing, her family as well as her passion to serve the community. And I know it's been a very tough road. And I want to congratulate the family too and thank them, because they've given up a lot from their family for our community to benefit, and they're sharing her now with the district. So thank you so much. I know it hasn't always been easy, but no matter how hard it is and how many challenges you have, you've always had time to call your friends and to see how we're doing, and to care about our mental health and so forth, and then get right back to work, you know. So I'm just here to congratulate and to let all you know that you have one of the most amazing, just beyond belief people that you could have on this board. So I'm hoping that you guys are all work with her and give her the benefit of the doubt. She is an advocate, but she's also a strong businesswoman. She knows how to work with people. So let's make things happen. And again, thank you so much, Julie. I really appreciate everything you've done for our community.
Awesome. Well, thank you. All right. Well, with that said, let's go on to our special order of business, which is the ceremonial public administration of the oath of office. So, Superintendent Jesse Chavarria will facilitate the ceremonial public administration of oath for Trustee Jackie Philbick, and then afterwards, Julie Yip. Ms. Jackie Philbick is going to receive the oath of office from our emeritus board member, Mr. Bob Gardner. Welcome, welcome.
Okay, Bob, let's do this. Ready?
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jackie Philbick,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend
do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
that I take this obligation freely without any
Mental reservation.
mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd just like to say a few words. First of all, I'm very excited to be here, to be standing here. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I want to first thank my good friends, Bob and Ginny Gardner, for all their support and love over the years. And Bob, thank you for swearing me in a third time. Who knew? We just 3 times. I'm honored, and I wouldn't want anyone else to swear me in. Bob was on this board when I first started 10 years ago. He took me under his wing, and he mentored me on how to be a good trustee. And I still need you, Bob, so I'm just giving you a heads up that you've got another 4 years in this, too. It's not just me. We're in this together. I'd like to say welcome to Julie, and how nice it is to have another woman on our board. Now, Julie, I'm sure that you're going to do just fine, but if you need any help, I am happy to give you Bob's number. No, actually, Julie, we are all here for you. I'd like to introduce you to some very special people here tonight. My son, Jonathan, my daughter-in-law, Mai, and 2 of my precious granddaughters, Nana and Minami. My daughter, Katie, and her family couldn't be here tonight, but I have 2 more grandchildren, Everly and Hank, and they are all my joy. Can you wave at Grandma? And I got these. So, come here, Nana and Mimi, come here. Come see Grandma. Come see Grandma. Okay, this is my joy. Okay, go sit down. No. I'm almost finished. I don't know how 10 years has passed so quickly. I've been fortunate to always work with a great board, cabinet, parents, and the best employees anywhere. I'm proud of all that's been accomplished through our collaboration and partnerships, and I'm really looking forward to doing even more together. And to our parent volunteers, you know I gotta have a special shout out to them. You know how much I value you, and I'm delighted to be able to continue to work with all of you. So thank you to everyone who supported and encouraged me into this next term. Gotta have a special thank you to the Anaheim Elementary and Secondary Teacher Associations and CSEA Chapter 54 for their support and for just believing in me and wanting me to continue. I appreciate having the privilege of serving this district. I'm excited about the next 4 years and all the possibilities. I will continue to work hard to make sure our students are well educated, exposed to music and arts, because if you know me, you know that is my passion, and provide what is needed to prepare them for their next steps. I love being part of a district that offers so much, and I'm truly grateful for this opportunity, so thank you very much.
Congratulations, Trustee Philbeck. Now, Ms. Yip, please go ahead and go up. Ms. Yip will receive the oath of office from Mr. Eric Hong. And Mia Hong will go up as well.
Eric, you want to come over there? You want to come over here, that way you can see it with Mom. You just read the yellow.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Julie Dibb,
I, Julie Gibb,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution for the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemy, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I would take this one more time,
that I take this obligation freely
that I would take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
break it up, Eric,
And that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Eric. I love you. I thought I wrote a little speech here, but I don't know where I put it. Well, I'm gonna have to wing it. Well, first of all, thank you so much to all of my friends in this room. You may know them as Assemblyman Trita, School Board Member Lanowin, Westminster City Council of Carlos Manzo. I'm really testing myself right now. The newly elected and youngest City Council of Walnut, Kaylee, and everybody else, because I'm trying my best not to be more emotional, but I just want to say thank you for being here. First of all, for being my brothers, my sisters, my friends, my neighbors, and I just want to say thank you to all of those who put their vote for me, their vote of confidence that I can represent our community. I'm proud to be the first Vietnamese American to sit on the board of the Anaheim Elementary School District, but more importantly, I am very proud to stand before you as a self-advocate, an adult with autism, and I hope this will inspire all of our families who have kids in SDC or kids in the mainstream that are going through some struggles at school and need the support. I hope you know that your child's potential is endless, that they can be a therapist, they can be a doctor, they can be everything that they want to be. But remember that we all have a place in this world. There's no job too big or too small for all of us. I just want to make sure that when we take the oath of office and we consider to serve, that it is not about us, but it's about our community. I hope you remember, and I know my kids make fun of me all the time, but when I tell them OC stands for our community, I love my community, and I love that I have this ability to stand up here. You'll see that I'll stumble through words, and I'll say things like today I said good morning, good afternoon, and then I got to good evening. So part of my disability is I do prediction, and I'm okay with that. I'm very open about my mental health, and that's why Damon kind of mentioned something, but I will tell you this. Just know that you and each and every one of you have a purpose in this world, and that the world is a better place because you are here. So please, do not hesitate to ask for help. Do not hesitate to receive. Everybody in this room means the world to me. I couldn't be here without them, because mental health is real. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now, please, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and recess for about 11 minutes. We're going to go into the Huntington room where we will have some light refreshments to be served, and there you will have an opportunity to recognize and congratulate our newly elected board members. So thank you all for being here, and we hope you can join us in the Huntington room. We will reconvene at 7 o'clock. All right. So once again, congratulations to our newly elected and re-elected trustees. Let's go ahead and move on, reconvening this meeting at 7:08. And now it is time for me to turn this over. Let's do an election of president of the Board of Education for 2025. Can I get a motion? So moved by trustee Lopez. Seconded by trustee Philbeck. Discussion. Would anybody like to be president?
I'll go ahead and nominate trustee Alvarez.
And I'll third. Trustee Alvarez, do you... Awesome. All right. So all those in favor of trustee Alvarez as being the president for the Board of Education for 2025, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations, Mr. President. 5-0. Now the president assumes leadership of the meeting. That's it. Let's move.
Are we moving? Where am I going?
No, Juan's just moving over here. You know, switch.
We got lots of gifts today. Thank you, everybody. Election of the clerk of the board. I'd actually like to just jump the gun and nominate trustee Philbeck to be the clerk of the board. I'll motion do we need to open it up for discussion first? Yeah. All right, do I have a motion to discuss the election of the clerk?
So moved.
All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor to elect the clerk of the board? Say aye.
Aye.
Oh. Aye.
Wait,
Okay.
so I'm sorry. So the official thing is you're recommending...
No, we're just opening it up to talk about it.
Oh,
I jumped the gun and nominated Jackie without, so now we're discussing.
okay.
I'm a little green, guys, and nervous. Okay, so anyway, no, now that it's open for discussion, I'd like to officially nominate trustee Philbeck to be the clerk. Can I get a second? A motion to...
I'll second.
All right, any discussion for board member Philbeck to be the clerk? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, 5-0. Welcome Philbeck to the clerk position. Thank you. So now Jackie moves to the seat. Yeah, so trade seats with Jackie. Yeah. They didn't tell you it was going to be musical chairs. We could figure it out as we go, guys. All right. They're the same, aren't they?
They are the same.
Can we please get Jackie's flowers back to Jackie? That is so funny. Thank you.
having to deal with. Thank you. We'll just, yeah, we'll just get it out. They're lovely. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Are we good?
You good? You settled? Okay. All right, let's move on to item D, election of representatives and alternatives for the 2025 committees. Okay. So I guess let's have a motion to open up all of them, or do you guys want to do them individually? Individually?
Yeah. I think that's.
I'm
No,
not sure how we
I
do.
think we vote for the whole thing and open it up for
And then
discussion.
we just discuss all of
and then
them.
we take moves for each of them, and then at the end, we do one final thing.
All right, can I get a motion to discuss the election of representatives and
So
alternatives?
moved.
Okay,
Second, Lopez.
okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Oh, discussion, sorry. Any discussion over it?
Are we gonna, is this, Ryan, I don't remember.
So now basically what ends up happening is we discuss in regards to who wants to do what. Like, I know that Mark in the past has done Parks and Recreation Commission, correct?
Correct.
Is that something you still would like to do?
I'm still interested.
So let's just talk about it. So let's start with number one. Is anybody interested in being a nominee for the nominating committee of Orange County on School District Organization? I'm not even sure what that is.
I was gonna say, I
Okay.
don't even know what that does.
I know, I can tell you what that is because I did it.
Okay.
All you're doing is you basically are, I think it's the meeting in October for the OCSBA, you know, the dinner that we go to. You have a short meeting and you are nominating someone to serve on the Orange County Committee of Organization, which I also sit on. And that's all you do, is you're turning in a vote. Chantel usually gets you the paperwork, I think, and you're just voting on behalf of the board. You choose someone, a candidate, and then you're voting.
How many meetings does it entail?
There's no meetings. It's once a year. Paulo did it last year. It's just that one time. You're the person that basically casts the vote. I don't even think we need it as a board to vote on, to nominate a person. You just cast a vote.
Okay, as long as there's no meetings, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have
don't
Ryan.
think there is. Ryan, it's really easy.
Is there an alternate?
There's
they
no
should-
alternate noted.
No, because, yeah, it's one vote a year. You do one thing, and that's all you do.
Okay, so then we have the Parks and Recreation Commission representative. There's a position for a representative and an alternate. Anybody interested in this? And this is the one that always has a conflict, right?
Not anymore.
They changed it?
Yeah, because they still have their same meeting, but we don't have a meeting.
We have the second
Oh,
Wednesday generally,
because
and they have
we
the
went to
fourth.
one meeting a month.
And they have the fourth.
So I'm interested in that.
Okay, so Mark is the rep. Anybody interested in being the alternate on Parks and Recs? I'll do it. Usually Mark will go anyway, right? You're just the alternate in case you can't go.
Right.
Okay.
Are there two regular members though, or is that just?
It says I only have a slot for one on the document I have. Okay, so CSBA Legislative Network. I've actually volunteered to be part of this in the past, and I've never gotten anything from it. Like nobody's contacted me, nobody's told me what I'm doing, nobody.
I can clarify.
Okay.
Because I did just clarify this with the director of Region 15, because I'm on CSBA.
Okay.
And the description used to be that you had to go in May for legislative week, for a day or so to Sacramento. But she told me that that's not even really necessarily what they do anymore. You would participate in legislative week, but most of it is virtual now, or Zoom or something. Like you might meet with one of the elected officials over something that CSBA
Is it just they're looking for input from board members on current
Yes.
legislation? I'm interested in that.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
yeah, and you don't necessarily have to go to Sacramento. It's more virtual.
Anybody else interested in taking the rep position on that? Otherwise, I would.
I can do the alternate position.
Okay. All right, Orange County School Board Association Political Action Group, or PAGE.
And I'll clarify, because this also has an older explanation. I checked on this one. There's not 5 meetings a year on this. This is just it's basically before those dinners that we have for the OCSBA, and I'm on that board. So I go anyway, so I would be happy to do this, but it's basically just going and hearing a speaker and going for 2 short meetings that are before those dinners. And it says in our description, 4 to 5 meetings a year. They don't do that. They don't do that anymore. So I will.
Okay, so I give Jackie, anybody want to be alternate?
I can be the alternate for that one.
Okay.
So the rep is going to be Jackie?
Yeah, and the alternate Julie. All right, so local control funding formula, LCFF, and local control accountability plan, LCAP advisory committee. Anybody interested of going to those meetings?
I can attend those.
Okay, Mark. Anybody else? I am interested in these, but they're typically at a time I can't make the meetings.
So we need an alternate?
We need an alternate, yeah.
Anybody interested?
I mean, I'll put myself down as an alternate, but in reality, I won't be able to go to any meetings. I could just be the alternate.
I can go to the meetings, so I'll be an
Okay,
alternate
Jackie.
if that's preferable to
Okay.
you. Or you can do it, it doesn't matter,
I'll
but
put Jackie, okay.
the second alternate.
And then PTA council representative.
Well, you know who wants that.
Jackie wants that. Does anybody else want it?
I gotta be with my people. Yeah, and I wear pajamas to the breakfast, yeah.
I wear pajamas. Sometimes. No, I don't.
wear
I don't
them-
actually wear them. I
wear
lie.
them in public.
All right.
And
Jesse would say otherwise. I don't wear pajamas.
we don't have an alternate for that?
No.
Well, that's changed a little bit too, because, right, I see Maritza, we don't go to every monthly meeting now, so,
Yeah.
yeah, so we only go to 4, and then the breakfast and the end of the year, so.
Okay, I'll go through and summarize what I have down just to make sure we're all on the same page, and then we can go to a vote, okay? Any questions or concerns
No, but I'm gonna put Julie as my unofficial kind of alternate on that.
for PTA?
Yeah.
Julie, you want to be, we can do whatever we would like, right?
Correct.
We can just
Yeah.
add
I'm
Julie
gonna
as an
put
alternate
you
for PTA?
as kind of my alternate for PTA.
You want to do that?
Or no?
Yeah, definitely I'd like to interact more with the families in the
Okay.
district.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
I'd
add
love
you
to.
as alternate.
We can do that together.
Julie. Okay, so we have, for the nominating committee for Orange County Committee on School District Organization, we have Ryan. For Parks and Rec Commission, Representative Mark as the rep and myself as the alternate. For CSBA Legislative Network, I have myself as the rep and Ryan as the alternate. For Orange County School Boards Association Political Action Group effort, we have Jackie as the rep and Julie as the alternate. For Local Control Funding Formula and Local Control Accountability Plan, we have Mark as the rep, Jackie as the alternate. And for AESD Parent Teacher Association Representative, we have Jackie as the rep and Julie as the alternate. Do I have a motion to approve these? We were a motion to it, right? We're just voting. All right. All right, so all in favor of approving this list, say aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. We're good with that. All right, so we're moving to item E, approval of the 2025-26 board meeting schedule. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the 2025-2026 board meeting schedule for the second Wednesday of each month, with the exceptions noted on the sheet, as is presented in Exhibit 5E. Can I have a motion? I have a motion from Ruelas.
Second.
Second from Philbeck. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. All right, item F, approval of the CSBA Professional Governance Standards. It is recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2024-25/19 in support of the California School Boards Association Professional Government Standards as presented in Exhibit 5F. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Philbeck,
Second.
second Ruelas. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, any opposed? Okay, abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. All right, moving on to item 6, news and updates. First, we have our parent leadership group updates, and there are none today, right? Okay. Association updates, there are none. District news and updates, we have Belinda Gordillo, Communications Coordinator to present the district news and updates for this evening. Thank you, Belinda.
It works. Okay. Good evening, Board President, Mr. Alvarez, board members, Superintendent Chavarria, Cabinet, and community. Thank you so much for being here today. It's been quite a special day so far. There was all kinds of cake, right, for everybody. So let's dive right into the news and updates. On November 9th, Burlington Coal Factory donated $5,000 to Sunkist Elementary, and they were going to use the funds through the Adopt a Classroom initiative. And some of the things that the school was able to get were books, literacy tools, arts and craft supplies, STEM kits, equipment, and classroom technology. So we're super thankful to Burlington for choosing Sunkist. They've also chosen, in the past, they've chosen other schools from AESD, so we're super grateful to them. And then in November, the school with the most improved attendance was Gower Elementary. So we are super proud of all of the students. They were so happy when we visited them with the paleta cart. So let's see who gets it next month. And then on December 3rd, we had nearly 900 students that attended the Nutcracker Ballet performance at the City National Grove of Anaheim. And this is an initiative that's taken place for a few years now, where they invite our students to go and kind of take a preview of their show that takes place every year. And it was a beautiful event. We had representation from our board and cabinet and city officials, and the kids just had a wonderful time. They had a couple of kids go up to the front, and they were volunteering to get up there and be able to even dance with the ballet dancers. So it was really special. And then on December 4th, there was a $5,000 donation made to Patrick Henry. They were able to buy Chromebooks for a special education class, and the donation came from the Barona Band of Mission Indians and also from the support of Assembly Member Avelino Valencia. So we thank everybody who came out to make this possible. The students were already playing with their Chromebooks, and they were super excited to be able to use them for their classwork. Okay, and then on December 5th, for those that don't know, AESD did receive a Golden Bell Award from the California School Boards Association for our wonderful music program. And so on this day, they had a big reception, and they were able to acknowledge the schools and the different districts that received different awards, and we were super proud to receive for our music program. Okay, and then on December 13th, Horace Mann Elementary hosted a new event that this is the first time it's taken place. It's called Maíz de mi país, which means corn from my country. But it was an event that I was talking to President Alvarez. He said it wasn't just Latin America. There was all countries represented at this event. The parents and PTA members and community hosted tables with different types of foods, and one of them was Korean even, so anything that contains corn. And it was just a great cultural event that really celebrated all communities worldwide. So it was a beautiful cultural celebration. He'll probably talk a little bit about it during his updates, but there was also some Aztec dancers performing, and we had our principal dressed up as a corn, so it looked pretty exciting. And then on just this past Saturday, practically everybody up here attended this event. It took place at Orange Grove Elementary, and Patrick Henry also joined since they're next door. Lifestyle Cycles, who started this wonderful donation drive last year, came back again this year and donated 4,000 toys to the students of both schools and their siblings. But practically every student that wanted a bike got a bike. And there was some siblings that wanted a bike, and they were able to get a bike too. And the day, it didn't just end there with the gifts, but there was carnival games, and there was meet and greets with Santa, and they had hundreds of it was from the motorcycle community, hundreds of motorcycle drivers started at Lifestyle Cycles, and they rode all the way, escorted by the police, the Anaheim police, and also the fire department. And then they all met together, and the kids were surprised, and it was a beautiful event. So it was Christmas very early for a lot of these students, and great resources for the communities, especially during these times. So thank you so much to Lifestyle. Okay, and then great news, Betsy Ross Elementary received the CABE Seal of Excellence, and they will be recognized in March at the CABE conference, so we will see you there. And congratulations to our very own Miss Jackie Philbeck. She's new, as you know, newly elected today. So we're so happy to have her for another 10 years, right, Jackie? She's already done 10. And welcome new board trustee, Miss Julie Yip, to AESD. We're super excited to have you here as well. And you know, I'm super grateful. I like her background, and I'm already a fan of Julie, so welcome. And last but not least, very happy birthday to Board President Ryan Relis. We celebrate him as well. And there he is with a lot of, he told us that today's his mom's birthday also. So happy birthday also to his mom. He's gonna take her some cake after this. So thank you all. And that's it for me. Any questions? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to apologize. I mistakenly passed over a PTA update, so if Ms. Marisa Bermudez could give us the pleasure of giving us the update. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate, I took time to write for you guys. So good evening. I'm newly assigned, or what did I put here? Appointed. Mr. Alvarez, President, Cabinet, and board members. So my name is Maritza Bermudez. I'm going to introduce myself for Ms. Yip. Hopefully I'm not pronouncing it wrong. I'll get better at it. I am a parent of 5 children, 3 which attend this district, and one of my son is autistic. So I'm going off script because what you mentioned when you were getting sworn in really touched my heart, and really gives me hope. And I'm very glad that and very happy that you've joined this amazing team who I've had the privilege of working with for the past couple of years. And so I just had my son's triennial report yesterday. So that's why I got a little bit more emotional, but it was positive. It was really good. And so you gave me even more hope. So I'll go back to what I wrote. So I am the council president for Anaheim Elementary. So first and foremost, we'd like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our incredible PTA unit and the district's representatives who joined us for the Anaheim Elementary Council PTA Holiday Brunch on December 10th. A special thank you to board member Jackie Philbeck. And the reason I said about the pajamas is that our theme was pajamas, and Miss Jackie Philbeck showed up in pajamas. So we appreciate her joining in on the fun on that. So also we want to thank Superintendent Mr. Chavarria, Dr. Yadira Moreno, Ms. Diana Melland, Mrs. Cida Roman, and Yesenia Navarro from the district who joined us. And this was a beautiful opportunity for all of us to come together, celebrate, and reflect on the collective impact we've made for the students and families of AESD. The dedication and passion in that room were truly inspiring, and it reinforces strength of the community we are building together. We also want to thank the district for supporting us with interpretation services and childcare, ensuring the event was inclusive and accessible for all. This thoughtful collaboration speaks volumes about our shared commitment to fostering a sense of belonging for every family. Additionally, we are delighted to welcome our newest board member, Ms. Julie Yip. We look forward to working closely with you and hope we can count on your support and strengthen our PTAs and the vital work we do together. And I'll be sending out an invitation for you to join our meetings. So as we approach and close this year, the Anaheim Elementary Council PTA would like to express our deep appreciation for all that you do to support our schools, units, students, and communities. Your unwavering commitment does not go unnoticed. During this holiday season, we encourage everyone to take time to recharge and enjoy moments with your families and your loved ones. We are excited about the year ahead, and look forward to continuing our partnership to create a lasting and meaningful impact for the families we serve. So we're wishing all of you a joyful and restful holiday season. So happy holidays to everyone, and thank you for all your support. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, moving on to the superintendent's report. Item A, 2024-25 first interim budget. Matthew Slusser, Assistant Superintendent of Administrative Services.
All right, well, good evening, Board President Alvarez, members of the board and ASD community. Congratulations to you, Trustee Alvarez, as Board President. Trustee Philbeck, congratulations as board clerk and also on the re-election. And welcome Trustee Yip to AESD, congratulations on that. And Trustee Relis, thank you for your leadership as board president over this past year. Moving on to the first interim, I want to thank Eduardo de la Cruz, our Director of Business/Fiscal Services, and our respective team for their hard work and support on completing this interim and also carrying out the day-to-day operations of the district on the fiscal end. So what is the first interim? It's really a snapshot of our income and expenses as of October 31st, and also an alignment of projected expenditures, income, and appropriate updates to our budget. Some assumptions that we're using for the first interim, ADA funding of just over $13,400, as well as 89% unduplicated. There's an asterisk by these two items because these are 3-year averages. That's what is used to calculate out funding. We also have a STRS rate of 19.1%, which impacts our certificated staff, and that has been stable. PERS rate for our classified at 27.05, that has continued to climb over the years and continues to do so in the out years. And then we have our lottery funding of $191 per ADA unrestricted and $82 per ADA restricted. Regarding revenue changes to the budget, the following items are an overview or notable changes with amounts to be presented on the next few slides. So LCFF revenue, our unduplicated percentages and eligible TK ADA has slightly declined, approximately $500,000. For federal revenue, title program unearned revenue has been aligned to expenditures. With this type of program, we project or budget our income to align with the expenses. We've trued up our expenses, so the revenue has also aligned to that. Regarding state revenue, we received special education one-time funds, a pre-K planning grant, and state transportation add-on funding. This add-on funding for transportation is really a reimbursement from the state, so it's not like a new funding source, but rather reimbursement for what we've already spent. And then, of course, unrestricted and restricted lottery has also increased. This net is about $1.5 million. And then local revenue, interest rates continue to stay high, so with that extra interest income, as well as a Disney instrument grant that we received, and also some local early learning grants. Now looking at a snapshot of total revenue budget changes, moving from left to right. So beginning with LCFF at adopted budget, just over $219.3 million. Now for the first interim, being aligned, just over $218.8 million for a change of approximately $500,000. Next item, the federal revenue. It was just over $19.7 million at adopted budget, now at $17.3 million, the reduction of approximately $2.5 million. As I mentioned, that was the alignment of the title funds. State revenue at adopted budget, $66.3 million. At first interim, it increased by almost $1.5 million to $67.7 million. And then local revenue at adopted budget, $5.8 million. Increased to 7.4, approximately 1.5 million. If you look at the net impact, even though these revenues have changed, it's under $100,000. So we are very close in what's projected. It's just the different sources have aligned on that end. So now this pie chart shows as a percentage or more to visualize where our funding comes from. So approximately 70%, the biggest portion there at $218.8 million, that comes from LCFF. So that's the largest amount, followed by state revenue at $67.7 million, and then federal revenue falling from there, and then local revenue being the smallest portion. So next, moving on to expenditure changes to the budget. The following are notable adjustments to our budget. Regarding salaries and benefits, we have savings with the superintendent's salary as well as cabinet level positions, there being vacancies at the beginning of the year. And then a lot of our savings come from unfilled vacancies, so positions that have not been filled, and then corresponding benefits on that. Books and supplies, we have reduced centralized material and supply budgets, and also, again, aligning to our title program expenses. Services and other operating costs, we have increases to support LCAP, ELOP, and ACES, a new program that we've taken on, as well as special education support services. These mostly consist of contracts with outside vendors to provide the support that our staff cannot provide internally. And then capital outlay and other outgo, alternate funding sources for playground projects that we have, as well as reassessing roof and HVAC system projects. So moving on to the expenditures, a breakdown of this. Certificated, classified, and benefits, they make up a majority of our expenditures, and those first three items, approximately 1.9 million, so that's a significant amount as far as there being savings from vacant positions on that. I won't go into all of these in detail, but rather I'll look at the totals at the very bottom of that slide. So for the 24-25 adopted budget, we were at 327.3 million. Looking at first interim, which is being presented this evening on that, 326 million. So we actually had a reduction of just over $1.2 million in expenses. Next, the pie chart gives you the best depiction of where our costs are. Our investment is in our staff and our people. Approximately 82% of our budget is spent on certificated, classified, and corresponding benefits. Next will be followed by services that we provide, then supplies, other outgo, and then a small amount of capital outlay. So now I'm moving on to the multi-year projections. When we do an interim report, not only do we project the current year, but we also project the 2 out years. So some assumptions that are used in these projections. For enrollment, 24-25, we have 13,644 students. For 25-26, we're assuming a reduction coming in at 13,314 students. And 26-27, still declining at 12,740 students. Regarding a COLA for the 24-25 year that we're in, it's just over 1%. For 25-26, it's nearly 3%, and it's subject to change, and we will learn more at the governor's January budget. And then 26-27, just over 3%, and that amount is also subject to change. Regarding STRS and PERS, for 24-25, we're just over 48.1 million. 25-26, just under 48.8 million, and then 26-27, over 49 million. So that cost increases over the years. Step and column, it stays just under 3 million, but it does slightly increase from 24-25 onward. And then our revenue projection, our revenues are projected to decline. We are deficit spending, so in 24-25, 311.3 million, 25-26, just under 305 million, and then 26-27, slightly under 300 million. So this is year one of our 3-year multi-year projection. We begin the year with 311.3 million in revenue. We have expenditures of 326 million with a deficit of $14.7 million. So we began the year with just under 92 million and are projected to end the year with just over 77 million. Moving on, 25-26, this is year 2 of our 3-year multi-year projection. We have estimated revenues of 304.5 million, estimated expenditures just over 331 million, with a deficit spending of 26.8 million. So we begin this year just over 77 million and end just under 50.5 million. Moving on to the final year in our multi-year projection, year 3, 26-27. We have estimated revenues of just under $300,000, estimated expenditures of just over 317,000, and deficit spending of $17.2 million. We begin the year with a projected fund balance of just under 50.5 million and end the year at just over 33.2 million. So looking into future considerations that greatly impact our budget, enrollment is declining. Attendance rates are increasing slowly. They're not at pre-pandemic rates, but we are working and doing the best to get them up there, keep students engaged, them at school. Our unduplicated population, this impacts our supplemental and concentration funding. So realizing any underserved students, so we're able to capture that extra funding to provide supports for that. Also textbook and curriculum adoptions in the out years. Any COLA adjustments, looking years back, our COLAs were high, almost in double-digit percentages. Now they're single-digit, closer to 1%, 2%, 3%. Special education costs and our special education population, they continue to rise. So being able to provide the services for our students, yet trying to keep the cost as low as possible. And then one-time funding, COVID funds, learning loss recovery. Most of these funds are exhausted or will be by the end of this fiscal year. That is the reason for the deficit spending. We are not getting these one-time funds coming our way as they had in years past. Regarding legal requirements, so you have to certify your interim with OCDE as well as it going to CDE. We are certifying as positive that we will be able to meet our obligations, not only for this fiscal year, but the out 2 years as well. And then the next steps. So in this process, or in this yearly budget process, we have the audit report coming to board in January, so that will be on the next board meeting. We have a budget advisory committee. We have been meeting monthly, and we will have our next meeting again in January. In January, we also review the governor's proposed 25-26 budget, so we'll know more as far as what's to come next year as well in the out years. And then our second interim report, this is as of January 31st. This will be presented in March. With that, I want to thank you and open it up for any questions that you may have.
So basically, based on our last meeting, I remember Rhonda Robertson presented about our dashboard and kind of talked us through about our attendance rates, et cetera. Can you just more or less kind of, or any of you, provide us with an example of what are the steps that are taken when students do not show up for school? We're not just like, oh, they're not here today. I mean, what are we doing to make sure and check in that students are not going to be chronically absent?
So we do reach out, the sites do reach out to students. If they're chronically absent, we have a team that also additionally reaches out. We have a program we're using that if students are chronically absent or missing, they receive notification, hey, we missed you at school, we want you here. Or if they're coming every day, positive enforcement on that of thank you for coming to school every day, we're glad to see you here. And we are also looking at any attendance recovery. I know we have Saturday school. We're also looking at independent study, ways to make it an easy option for not only sites to give to our students and parents, but accessibility, lesson plans, things like that to make things easier on that end.
I also just want to comment and say that visiting some of your school sites this last month, it's been really cool to see the celebrations for each of the classrooms with, I have 100% attendance, like walking around the school and seeing those little like stickers or whatever they're putting on the like the doors and whatnot that show that they had 100% attendance. Like, I think that's awesome, and I think it's a good sense of building camaraderie with your classmates and approaching it like a team effort, and really in a lot of ways holding one another accountable too, you know, because of the fact that if school's fun, you definitely want to come as well, you know. So I just want to give a shout out for some of those attempts that have been made. That's cool.
Matt, thank you so much for the updates and information about the budget. My question is, as far as there was some future consideration for special education costs, are there a certain projection about what are the areas of needs at this point?
With regards to the areas of need, I don't have that information as far as the specifics of that. We are our own SELPA district, and our Senior Director of Special Services would have that information. I can definitely get that to you on a Friday board update to help answer your questions on those areas.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Slusser. Just want to make sure you didn't forget about me. I'm
Never.
right here in the middle. Just got a couple of questions for you. Number one, slide on the PERS and STIRS. You mentioned that the costs are increasing. I don't expect you to have the stats on this tonight, but in the next presentation, could you, and maybe in the Friday memo as well, just include the percentage of our employees who are now under PEPRA versus under the legacy or the classic membership, just to see what those stats look like as we're trending, because I know the costs are increasing, but it's only slightly, so it doesn't actually seem as bad as I might suspect that it would have been. Do you have any idea roughly how many of our employees are now under PEPRA now?
I don't have those numbers. I can provide them. But yes, any employee hired into PERS without reciprocity after January 1st, 2013 would be in PEPRA, and any prior would have the classic.
Great. Also, today the Federal Reserve had cut interest rates for the third time this year. I'm wondering how that impacts any possibility or any opportunities there might be for refinancing our bonds. And are you keeping an eye on that? Are we communicating with our consultants on that?
Most definitely. Yeah, we evaluate and have our consultant, Piper Sandler, evaluate, and I'm in constant communication. How can we save funding? How can we save taxpayers funding, homeowners that are paying into those GO bonds that we're using for our construction?
Okay, so they'll let us know when that might be an opportunity.
Yes, we will always take advantage of any opportunity to save.
Also, I was just wondering, regarding Proposition 2, which was passed in November, has there been any update regarding possible funding allocation? Has that been changed at all, or is it still similar? Could you just refresh my memory on what that was that we were looking at as a possibility for any funding we might get from that proposition for public schools?
So we have two projects that are eligible at the time. That is the Sunkist project, as well as Henry Reconstruction. Henry Reconstruction has not bid for, the first phase has bid out for the demolition. As far as for the construction of the site, once the demolition package is complete, we are in the works of bidding that. It will be in the tens of millions of dollars. I know we have our Director of Facilities Planning and Construction, Alex King, is in the audience. He has been working with our consultants to get all the details on this. So Prop 2, there's a lot of undefined areas, and we are working to make sure that we're not doing anything where we're gonna miss out on any of these funding opportunities.
Great. I'm glad to hear we're trying to leverage whatever advantages we can with any existing funding we have, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Slusser.
Thank you. Great report. Can you remind us of the Sunkist project?
So the Sunkist
What it
project,
involves, please. Thank you.
it's a field project where the field was redone. So backstops were redone, as well as the field was completely replaced, and then a track as well. I was actually out there today. Miss Shoemate, principal, loves it. The kids playing on it, playing soccer out there, running around. It looks beautiful. But that is one project that we are eligible for that funding.
Yeah, I was out there a week ago too, and it was great. We walked the whole track and the whole field, and it was really good. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, that report being stated, is recommended the Board of Education approve the 2024-25 first interim budget as presented on our meeting on December 18th, 2024. This report indicates a positive certification indicating the district will meet its financial obligations for the current year and the two subsequent years. Can I have a motion? I have a motion from Morales.
Second, Lopez.
Second, Lopez. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. All right, moving on to our consent calendar. Items listed under the consent calendar are considered to be routine and are acted on by the board in one motion. There is no discussion of these items unless a member of the board, staff, or the public requests specific items to be discussed or removed from the consent calendar. Are there any items that any trustees would like to pull at this moment?
There was one that I wanted to pull for the SELPA. I forget the first one for the outside vendor.
Could you
I think it's on the
identify?
consent calendar?
Can you identify the item number and the page? Do you need a copy of the agenda? She has a bigger one. Pass it over. Is it the agreement between individual services and the district Spectrum Center? That one?
That's the page 7, C1.
C1, okay. All right, so page 7, item C1. All right, do I have a motion to approve the remaining consent calendar?
So moved, Lopez.
Motion Lopez, second Philbeck. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Okay, let's go to item C1 on page 7. I'm not seeing it. Okay. I just gave it back to you. I'm good. Okay, do I have a motion to discuss item C1 under SELPA?
So moved.
Any a second?
Second.
Okay, open up for discussion.
Does anybody need the item read?
I could read it, yeah. So the item is, it is recommended the Board of Education ratify an individual services agreement between the district and Spectrum Center, DBA, Rossier Park Elementary, 395 South Tustin Street, Orange, California, 92866, to provide special education services to students, including transportation for student number 40121007 per IEP amendment dated November 6, 2024. Services are effective November 18th through November 18th, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. The fee for this service shall not exceed $71,221.26.
That's
Julie?
correct.
That's okay.
My question is, as far as can you get some clarification on that that budget, the 71,000? Because I know it mentioned for a for service. Is there any more details so I can understand that process?
That is for one of our students that is in a non-public school setting that we were waiting on an instructional assistant to be able to start services there. So we were able to get that instructional assistant so the student was able to start services.
So it's a one-on-one support?
One-on-one in a non-public school setting.
Okay.
So Rossier Park Elementary is one of our non-public school providers.
Okay, so it's an NPS placement for one individual student. I guess the reason I pulled was the concern that that amount may be appropriate, can be allocated to a salary would help multiple students, but I just wanted to understand because this is more for just one individual student.
Yes, but the student has gone through the series within our schools in order to then deem that that's an appropriate placement through the IEP team.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Any other concerns or questions?
Yeah, I just had a question regarding thank you, Mr. President. It was approved November 6th, and I'm assuming this was just kind of more of an emergency matter that we needed to have in place, which occurred on November 18th when services started, which was, I think, after our last board meeting, but we're ratifying it. So it is a retroactive agreement, but it was in place just because it support our student in a timely manner.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, just as a follow-up on that, is there a particular, if you could refresh my memory on superintendent signing authority that wouldn't have to come before the board? As a side note, do we have that in place? Or does that, is there any limit to the amount that the superintendent can actually sign off on one of these contracts? So it doesn't have to be ratified by the board afterwards.
We can look into that, but currently we don't. So
Okay.
that's why these items come to you.
Okay, thank you.
We can take a look to see what.
Okay, anything else? Are you ready for a vote? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. All right, moving on to the action calendar. Superintendent's Office. It is recommended the Board of Education accept nominations for the California School Boards Association, or CSBA Delegate Assembly, Region 15. CSBA delegates serve 2-year terms. Those elected in 2025 will serve a 2-year term beginning April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2027. Board member Philbeck was reelected in 2023. That's the fact. So moved. I have a motion from
Second.
Morales, second from Lopez. Any discussion? Anybody interested in being nominated for a delegate?
Yes, I have 2 nominations. My term ends March 31st, and I will not be seeking re-election on this, but I would like to nominate 2 other people. One is Jessica Guerrero, Anaheim Union High School District. And she has served 2 years on her board. That's a requirement for this. And also, I have spoken to her, and she has accepted that she agreed to be nominated, because you have to ask.
Yeah.
So, and the second person is Beverly Berriman, is that correct? From Fullerton School District. And I would, the reason being is a board has to nominate you to be able to even run. And some of the board meetings for some of the people, like Mrs. Berryman, have already occurred. So her board is not able to nominate her, but we, as a board, can nominate anyone in the entire, Region 15. So, and there are spots open because I'm dropping off and there's 2 or 3 others. So there is room to have more than one person running. So I would like to nominate those 2 people.
Sure.
And both have accepted, both have agreed.
Anybody on this board interested in being nominated? No. I'm super comfortable with Jessica Guerrero, but I want to take your judgment, Jackie, for recommending Beverly. I don't actually know her. But,
yeah, she's very involved, and she's been trustee for quite a while, and also the recommendation came from the director of our Region 15. So she's very well respected and would be an excellent candidate also, as would Jessica.
I just had a question regarding so you have multiple nominations, only one position.
No, there's
Correct.
about 3 open.
There's 3 open.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 because I'm one, and then there's a couple of others that have shifted and that are dropped off. So the election occurs sometime, I think, after March. And yeah, there's more than, I think there's 2 to 3 positions open for this is for Region 15, by the way.
I don't expect you to memorize the boundaries of Region 15, but it's just
They're
kind of North
large.
Orange
I mean,
County.
we have, people from Newport and Yorba Linda and
it's pretty much
us,
just
and
Orange County.
It's just all of Orange County. So, but you don't always get a lot of people that apply for this, and it involves going to the conferences, legislative week, going to Sacramento in May, and and the delegation is 2 or 3 days before our conference that we normally have. So it's a bit of work, and I've done it for about like 6 years or so. So I think that both of those people would be excellent, and they know the ropes. Jessica also has. There's another delegate from that area, Anne Marie Randall Trejo, so she could help her. But it is up to there is an election, and school boards vote. So.
Anybody have any other comments or nominations? All right, all in favor of nominating Jessica Guerrero and Beverly, what's her last name? Berryman.
Well, point of order, did you want to bifurcate that vote? Because you had mentioned that you weren't aware of the other Berryman.
Sure, we can
If
vote on them
you wanna do
separately.
that.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
All right, all in favor of nominating our Jessica Guerrero for the Region 15 delegate, say aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. All right, all in favor of nominating Beverly I can't say her name. Berryman, I'm so sorry.
Trustee of Fullerton.
Trustee of Fullerton for Region 15 delegate, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. 5-0, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, it's recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2024-25/20 declaring January 30th, 2025 as Fred T. Korematsu Day of Civil Liberties and the Constitution throughout the Anaheim Elementary School District. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion Lopez, second Ruelas. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. It's recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2025-21 declaring the month of January 2025 as school board member recognition month throughout the Anaheim Elementary School District.
So moved.
Moved by Ruelas.
Enthusiastic second.
Second by Trustee Lopez. Any discussion? Woot woot. Okay, no discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. It's recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2024-25/22 declaring that the Board of Education of Anaheim Elementary School District shall develop and present to the public updated cell phone and social media policies to prohibit students' use of cell phone and social media platforms district-wide during the entire school day. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ruelas.
Second.
Second, I heard Julie, right? Yeah, I heard Julie. Okay. All right, any discussion?
I just had a couple of comments. I think it's very crucial. I think this is something that we should get started here at the elementary district. I think our feeder district will appreciate it when students get into junior high and high school. I think most of us have probably experienced that this is a huge distraction for a lot of students. And I think that one crucial component of this resolution is that we partner with our parents and our caregivers of our students to reinforce to them the importance that this is also being kind of enforced and supported at home as well, that it's not just a school thing, but we have that true partnership with our parents, caregivers, guardians, to ensure that they know the science behind it as well, that we communicate regularly and make sure that we answer any questions that they might have regarding that, and just how it's going to help with the success of our mutual students and children at our schools. Thank you.
I agree with Trustee Lopez, and I think that the whole science behind it as well, but also going into the whole issue of the social emotional well-beings of the kids, because I work at a junior high school, and the majority of whatever bullying that's taking place isn't happening at school. It's happening online. And parents are like, my kid didn't do that. I'm like, this is your kid's social media platform, read it to me, you know what I mean? And really, it just continues on. So I think that parents definitely need to get a little bit better of an understanding of what's actually taking place in their own home with the devices that they provide their own children.
Yeah, I hope this serves as a way for us to inform our community and our families about the dangers of our cell phones. Like, we've seen it as a tool. There's some of our student population has grown up only knowing a cell phone. Like, for example, the kids who are in high school right now, they've only known cell phones since they were infants, right? I've seen personally through my job as well how harmful the device can be to the well-being of students whose trauma is caused by interactions on the platforms. What I hope to also get across to our families is that your child who's 9 years old doesn't need a cell phone, right? Like a third grader, they don't need a cell phone. All right, so how do we educate the parent to understand that this tool, or this thing that was developed as a tool, right, is now it's been causing damage to our children, and how do we redirect our families to find other tools that reap the benefits that they perceive that this tool should be giving them, right? And that's something we can discover within conversations in our school sites with our families and our teachers and all of our staff, right? Like, this is something we should all be talking about, because in the end, what we do care about is the well-being and the social and emotional well-being of our students. And in removing this object that's causing a lot of stress and trauma to a lot of our kids, we're doing our community a favor in avoiding a lot of instances of depression and instances of bullying and targeted misbehavior that students think they could partake in because they seem like they think it's innocent. They're not going to be caught. In fact, we are catching them, and I've become a cell phone investigator. I know how to find things really easy, right? And so what I find is that when we then report to parents what we've found, they're shocked, all right? Don't be shocked. Your children are looking up things they shouldn't. They're messaging things that they shouldn't, and they're causing damage that they shouldn't. And it could be top student, A+ student who's involved in leadership, they're doing it too. Like, my child probably is doing it too, right? So things that we have to just kind of accept as a society on how we can then better our students' achievement and their attention to what they should be doing is paying attention to their academic progress and their social emotional well-being, right? So that's just my long-winded explanation of why I think we need to move forward with these types of policies. All right, any other comments?
Just as a question, this will be taking effect this school year?
So this is just saying that we're going to be looking into it, and then and then the next resolution puts it in place so that we can roll it out. Jesse, if you want to explain it.
Yeah, so this is the resolution that addresses, lines up with our state and what our governor proposed. And so the next item there you have as one of the items is a revision to that board policy in terms of mobile communication devices. This is the first reading. The second reading would take place in January, and if it was approved and passed, then we would use 2-3 months to communicate to our families about the new policy, and we would look for implementation sometime after spring break, just to see how things go, because it would go in full effect for the new 25-26 school year.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions or comments?
Just want to add another comment as of regards to technology. I know there's many benefits, but what this policy looks at is, I think, creating healthy boundaries for our students. But most importantly, for what I see is, I think we're just as guilty. Sometimes we don't have healthy boundaries. It affects your child's ability to sleep and thereby attendance. So I think this is very important to the district for us to have healthy conversations with our parents and our students alike.
All right, thank you. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. All right, it's recommended the Board of Education receive for first reading revisions to the following board policies and administrative regulations. Board Policy 5131.8 on mobile communication devices, and Bylaw 9320 meetings and notices.
So moved.
I have a motion. Morales?
Second.
Second, Lopez. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Educational services, we have no items. SELPA, we have no items. Let's move on to human resources. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the tentative agreement between the district and the California School Employees Association, CSEA. The major fiscal considerations of the agreement include an ongoing increase to the district's health benefits maximum contribution cap equal to 0.54% and a one-time district contribution to the 2024-2025 health benefits plan. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Philbeck.
Motion Philbeck.
Second.
Second Lopez. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the 2025-2026 school calendar as presented by Exhibit 9D.2. The calendar was presented for first reading review at the November 13th, 2024 board meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Morales. Second Lopez. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the new job description and recruitment for the ELOP Coordinator Health Services. This position shall be placed on range 12 of the certificated management salary schedule based on the 202 days effective December 19th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ruelas. Second by Lopez. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions. Motion carries 5-0. It is recommended the Board of Education ratify and approve the appointment of employee number 121-82024-01 to the position of Gower Vice Principal effective November 18, 2024. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Ms.
Yep.
Yep.
Second.
Second by Ruelas. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Dina?
Congratulations to Megan Brown. Megan has been part of AESD for 18 years and has served as a classroom teacher, digital learning coach, and currently as a curriculum specialist. Megan began as the vice principal at Gower School on Monday, November 18th.
Thank you. All right, it's recommended the Board of Education approve the appointment of employee number 121-82024-02 to the position of Director of Maintenance and Operations, effective date to be determined. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ruelas. Second, Philbick. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Dina?
Thank you. Congratulations to Dina Gomez. Dina has been in education for 29 years, 10 of those years in the Anaheim Elementary School District. Her experience includes working as a classroom teacher, speech therapist, vice principal, and currently as principal at Gower School. Congratulations to Dina as she brings many years of leadership to her new director position at a date to be determined.
Thank you. All right, moving on to administrative services. It's recommended that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2024-25/23 to approve Proposition 98 funds to the California Air Resources Board, or CARB, and the California Energy Commission, CEC, to fund grants to local educational agencies for zero-emission school buses and supporting infrastructure. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ruelas. Second, Lopez. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries 5-0. It is recommended the Board of Education approve resolution number 2024-25/24, setting forth the names of persons authorized to sign and/or electronically approve payments and documents related to payroll, accounts payable, purchase orders, contracts, and travel reimbursements. This resolution further states that when the authorization is exercised, the claims and orders have been ordered paid by the board and have been processed pursuant to the provisions of Education Code Section 42630-34/85230.
So moved.
Okay. Motion by Ruelas. Okay. Do I have a second? Second, Lopez. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. It's recommended the Board of Education approve resolution number 2024-25/25, reappointing as follows. Custodians of the Revolving Cash Fund, Eduardo de la Cruz, Director of Business Fiscal Services, Laura Sosnowski, Assistant Director of Administrative Services, Amaris Chow, Supervisor of Fiscal Services. Additional signers, Jesus Chavarria, Superintendent, Matthew Slusser, Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Yadira Moreno, Assistant Superintendent, and Dina Melland, Assistant Superintendent. Do I have a second? Motion.
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion, Ruelas. Second, Lopez. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. It's recommended the Board of Education approve a resolution number 2024-2526 approving certification of authorized signatures for the self-funded property and liability trust account, adding Matthew Slusser, Assistant Superintendent of Administrative Services, Eduardo de la Cruz, Director of Business Fiscal Services, and removing Jesus Chavarria, former Assistant Superintendent of Administrative Services, Priscilla Martinez, former Director of Business Services. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Philbeck. Go ahead. Okay, second, Relis, sorry. Any discussion?
I'd just like to get a little explanation just for our audience on what a self-funded property and liability trust account is.
So this account is a clearing account. It's where we make our payments for any of the our insurance claims, and then it's reimbursed. So it's really like it's like a revolving account to where we can cut checks quickly to that, so then they're reimbursed to us. It speeds up the process, basically.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, moving on to board discussion. Board member activities related to school business, starting with Trustee Diep. It's a board discussion. Anything you'd like to discuss involving board, like school district business?
I went to a couple of events. The one that I think the lifestyle, that was definitely very eye-opening. It's the first event that I did in the community. And it's just great to see the holiday cheers come up and the partnership within the community. So I just want to say thank you to Lifestyle for doing that with the students and with the partnership.
All right. Thank you, Trustee Yip. Trustee Relis?
Yes, so first off, I just want to thank everybody for allowing me to serve as your board president this last year. It's been awesome. Very, very busy, but it's been a great, I've definitely had a great time in this role with bringing on, and I was proud to serve as president as we brought on our new superintendent and pretty much an entire new cabinet, with the exception of my babysitter, Dina, as serving there as my assistant soup of HR. So thank you all for this great opportunity. I have had a couple opportunities to go and visit some school sites, which I was super excited about, just because I haven't been able to. Work has been just very, very busy, so leaving has been a little challenging. But I was able to head over to Henry and attend one of their coffee chats with Bright Life Kids, which is behavioral health coaching that took place. It was nice, a nice little event with a good amount of parents there asking great questions, seemed very friendly, and like a safe space for our families to communicate. Afterwards, I walked right next door to Orange Grove, and I was able to go celebrate on my own time their certificated employee of the year, Miss Laura Hastings, of course, and their classified employee, Generous Placencia, and was able to give them a shout out there since I wasn't able to give them any recognition earlier on during their official time when they were recognized. And then later on, I was also able to check out Thomas Jefferson and peruse the campus with Ms. Doherty. I was there on a Wednesday, so it was interesting to see the use of their coaches that they have there out there with the students doing physical activities, and just kind of hearing the process of how we're utilizing them, how all students are getting this opportunity to go out there with these coaches and do some physical activity out there. And then Edison, went to go check out the multi-purpose room that's being created, hang out with Miss Nichols. It's really cool to see the development of this building that's being created. I am excited to see more or less how we're going to be utilizing this space a lot in regards to the rooms that are there, the big open space in the middle, as well as what it's going to look like once we lay the concrete and have everything done. Edison as a whole, that's one of my schools, and it's always fascinating for me to just watch this evolution with Edison and how it's changing and growing, and in a lot of ways just becoming beautiful. I mean, I like how it's definitely looking. Along with most of my colleagues here, we went and attended the annual CSBA conference. It was great. Of course, the highlight for us was the Golden Bell that we received for our VAPA program, which was awesome. It was a great event, and of course, hosting it here in Anaheim It was a different experience because usually we get to go to San Diego or San Francisco or something like that. And so when, the conference is done, we'll go sightseeing. For us this time around, when the conference is done, we're like, all right, I got to go back to work. So we go back to work because of the fact that it's going to be there regardless if we do it today or we do it when we return. But it helped us anyways, in the sense of just staying a little bit more on top of our day job as well. But overall, I think the conference was excellent. I loved the celebrations that all took place, and it was good. And then last but not least, December 14th, I had it on my calendar. I was super excited, to go to the event taking place at Orange Grove for the bikes and toy distribution. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend. I work at a junior high school on the west side of the district, and we're going through a consolidation right now. So next year, we'll be serving students 7 through 12. So we had on Saturday a big showcase for our friends over in the Centralia School District and the Savannah School District. And so we were giving presentations about what is this campus going to look like, what is the schedule going to look like. It's going to be a block schedule. It's pretty exciting stuff. I will be the first to admit, honestly, when this first rolled out, I was like, that sounds horrible, like you got to have a junior high. But as we're going through this and we're talking about the different educational initiatives that they're promising us, and I like the option that our district is giving teachers the opportunity to opt in versus you will do this kind of thing, because I truly believe your heart has to be in it, especially if they're proposing non-negotiables. I appreciate that. I think that's awesome. So as a result, the event itself went long. It finished about 1:30. So by the time I finished, there was nobody at Orange Grove. No bicycles left, even for me. But I was able to cruise over here and catch the end of our lead meeting. It was nice to see the candidates, the lead participants, and I was able to hear 4 of their presentations, which was awesome, and to just wish them happy holidays. And with that, I'd like to just wish everybody a happy holidays. I hope everybody has themselves a restful break, well-deserved. I seriously am just so jealous about 3 weeks off. I wish we had 3 weeks off, but that's not the case. I'm not bitter. Everybody just enjoy themselves, be safe, rejuvenate, and happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you, Trustee Morales. Trustee Lopez?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to begin on November 19th. I was able to attend a dual language parent meeting here at the district office. I want to thank Dr. Moreno for helping to facilitate that and leading that, and Magali Rodriguez and her team for being here and leading. There was probably, I think it was 30, 40 parents. We had some from outside the district, which is great that there's a high interest, and that's great for our student enrollment here as well. So I know there are many more opportunities that are coming up, both virtual and in person. So thank you, Ms. Gordillo, for promoting those online. I see those on social media. I see them online all the time. I think it's great that we're really promoting the great resources we have, because as a district, we could have all these great resources. If no one knows about them, it's not going to do any good for anybody. So I really appreciate that we're keeping that very front and center. We put a lot of work into building up our DLI program. So we want to make sure that we continue to promote it, expand it, make sure we're supporting parents, making sure that parents, guardians know what to expect, I think is very significant and important and imperative that so when they do have some questions, they've already got at least some background on the different challenges that come along with emergent bilingualism, biliteracy, and all of those unique circumstances that might occur. On December 1st, I was able to attend a Ponderosa neighborhood Christmas tree lighting. Mr. Chavarria joined me as well, and we even got a visit from Santa and Mrs. Claus there. So it was a great turnout. I want to thank Madres en Acción. They're always very involved. They're always reaching out, inviting me, our staff, to support in any way we can, and really building that collaboration, that community. So if you haven't got a chance to get down there to see the tree, looks great at Ponderosa Park. December 4th, I attended the Anaheim Parks and Recreation Commission. was their final one of the year. There was a little reorganization there as well. They also, it's a moot point now, but they had a tree lighting at City Hall. It was last Sunday. So the tree's still there, so if you want to go see that, it's on the corner of Clementine and Center Street. So their next meeting is going to be January 22nd at 6 p.m. at the Downtown Community Center. So since I'm still an ex officio, thank you to my colleagues, I'll be at that meeting as well and be able to report some more information from that meeting. December 5th, those couple of days following, we were all at the CSBA conference, as my colleague mentioned. I really just want to give a shout out to our music teachers and Mr. Anderson for the Golden Bell Award that they won. Really a lot of hard work and time and blood, sweat, and tears put into that to really support our students, our scholars, and working with our parents as well on that, and really thank our parents for being supportive of that program as well. And then December 14th, I was also at the Lifestyle Cycles event. Sorry, we didn't save you any bikes. All the training wheels were gone. So next time. But I do want to thank Dr. Beeson, Dr. Valdez, the cabinet. I know I'm leaving out some folks, but all the staff from the schools who were there, really supportive. Thank you for saving me a parking space up in the front. Dina parked right in the gate where everybody's coming out with their bikes. Her car was, we were keeping an eye on it because we didn't want any scratches afterwards. It was pristine afterwards, right? We buffed out any of the dents or anything. So it was everybody safe, accounted for afterwards, no damages. So it was a great event. A couple other announcements I just wanted to make was December 2nd was National Special Education Day, which commemorates the federal law that was passed in the 70s, 1972 on December 2nd, really to provide those accommodations for our special needs students. So I just wanted to make a note of that. And then this afternoon, this morning, H.R. 82, which was the Social Security Fairness Act, passed a cloture vote in the U.S. Senate, meaning that it would block any potential filibuster, which is great. There are 73 votes in favor of that invoking cloture, which is a great step. I think tomorrow there might be a vote on this. And what it does is our board back in September of 2023 voted to support this bill through a resolution that would eliminate these different provisions like the windfall elimination provision, the government pension offset, which means if you ever worked in Social Security and you have Social Security credits that you'd be entitled to upon retirement, currently they're reduced if you receive a pension, which affects many of our staff members who have worked in the private sector, have Social Security credits. So it's a long overdue bill. There is some concern, with budget, but there's also the equity issue in terms of if you've worked for these credits and this retirement, you should be entitled to. You're not getting anything for free. You paid into Social Security. You should be getting those benefits as well. So I would encourage you. It looks like I believe our senators here in California voted in favor of it. There is a website online that you can lobby, send a letter to your senators to support this tomorrow. It did pass the House already, so hopefully it's voted on tomorrow and it passes. And I think it'll really go a long way in supporting a lot of our employees here in Anaheim Elementary. So it was really a bipartisan effort, which is very rare these days. Also, I just want to say happy holidays to everybody and wish everyone a safe winter break. Again, the 3 weeks, very nice. I just want to say that to all of our staff, our students, our families, for very well-deserved time off. So thank you. With that, I'll conclude my remarks.
Thank you, Trustee Lopez. Clerk Philbeck?
All right, I'm going to forgive me if I speak quickly because I have like 20 events, and so I'm going to try to say very little about a lot. It's like 7 pages here, but there's been a lot going on, and this isn't even everything. They've already commented on things that I couldn't even get to. So I'll just start by saying I do want to say, even though I couldn't go because I was at the CSBA conference, thank you to the Barona Band of Mission Indian Tribe for their generous donation of $5,000 for Chromebooks for Patrick Henry, and this was brought to us with support from Assembly Member Avelino Valencia. We're appreciative, and I hope there will be more opportunities for us to come together or partner in the future. There was a Parent Leadership Day, PLI, And I mention it because it was a lot of fun. We were all in our PLI shirts and had the annual picture, and I think it was about 120 parents. So that's pretty impressive. The numbers are just growing and growing. Reflections, another PTA event, a gallery and awards. The theme was accepting imperfection. So I want to thank Jesse Alvarez and the rest of the PTA that put that together. The artwork was amazing. The parents loved it, and every year it gets better and better. It's just amazing. I attended a parent literacy class, which was strategies to support student learning, effective ways to integrate literacy and activities into your family's daily routine and enhance their reading and writing skills. And I love these classes. They're well attended, and there's just a lot of really great information that comes through this, and we are focusing on literacy. So I was happy to take part in that class, and we read a book, and it was great. Then there was a workshop that comes through, I believe, the School Family and Community Engagement. Dr. Marino, correct me if I'm wrong. It's the scrapbook recognition. It was a family stories parent workshop series. So they did all of these days that they did this, these workshops, and they built these scrapbooks around their families, and they were amazing. And then they got to present them, and I really enjoyed that. Superintendent Chavaria and I were at the Burlington donation ribbon cutting. Thank you to Burlington for the $5,000 Sunkissed donation. And this was the new one in the Anaheim Town Square, so please go visit. Also, through first five, I'll mention it because I did attend the Orange County Community Indicators Report and Rollout. One of the biggest concerns is this for 24-25. Housing was one of the major concerns that is showing up in this indicator report. Book distribution at Ponderosa. It was the annual book distribution in memory of Sophia Salas. A little girl who loved books. Principal Wendy Salas, her mother, supports literacy in our district while honoring her beautiful daughters. It's the 12th annual book distribution, 25,000 books collected to date, and it's grown to include several schools, and the students can take 3 books home, and I loved that. It was really enjoyable. I also attended the Nutcracker by the Anaheim Ballet at the Grove. About 900 students, and Mayor Aiken was there. We thoroughly enjoyed that. It's just a beautiful performance, and I really appreciate the Anaheim Ballet for being such great supporters of our district. They've come out to several schools and given demonstrations and danced, and it's always a wonderful time at this time of year, and I always try to go to this. I did attend the CSBA delegation part because I'm a delegate, so we had 2 days earlier where we did voting and discussed legislation and all-day sessions, and then I skipped out on the actual conference because I've been along many years to it and went to Solvang. Thank you very much for Christmas, and that was fun, so gave myself a little treat. But also, I did attend the Golden Bell Awards ceremony that Thursday night before I left. And congratulations, music teachers, Mark Anderson, everybody that participated and has worked so hard to bring that recognition to our school district. And let's see, the PTA holiday brunch was mentioned. Yes, I did wear pajamas because honestly, it was a day I didn't have to suit up or see if anything matched or accessorize. It was like pajamas. I would do that like every day. I think that should be that should be something that, it should stick. And then also there was a luncheon for the Golden Bell Celebration luncheon for the music teachers here at the district. And I got to come and congratulate them in person, and that was a lot of fun. The district winter luncheon was an ugly sweater, which I also loved wearing because I've got a few of those. And it was just celebrated all of our employees and at the district, and it was wonderful it's wonderful to get together and just have that, everybody kind of lets down and has a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed it. There was a Zoom call between our Sunkissed students and the Yanakawa Japanese students. That was a Zoom, and it was about an hour, and it's great. It's back and forth between the students, and they ask questions, and they just give a lot of information of what do you like to eat, what sports, everything, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you to Principal Shoemate and the Vice Principal, I'm sorry, at Sunkist. Kat, yes, for putting that together, and it just turned out wonderful. I also took our new council member, Kristen Maas, on a tour of Sunkist with Principal Shoemate. Thank you, Principal Shoemate. We're getting near the end. Okay, and I'll just say a little bit about the Horace Mann event because I want to put the spotlight on Mr. Alvarez here, or Mr. Relis, as it says. Still, the Maíz de mi País event at Horace Mann, the corn event, and it was absolutely fabulous, and I'm going to let him report on it more, but I did attend, and I loved it. The entertainment, the corn, the eating, it was great. I attended the Lifestyle Cycles Toy Drive at Orange Grove, and I was there early in the morning, so I got to see the bikers arrive. And there how many do you think there were? 300 of them? They just started, the police escorted them over, and they started coming in, and then it was just amazing. And thank you to Junior, who is the person from the bike shop over on, I believe, State College that kind of organizes this and puts it together. I believe he raises about $100,000 for this, for the year. And everybody got a bike. There was 3,000 plus gifts, and the bikers take the students through and help everybody choose something. There was carnival with game booths and lunch, and it was just a fabulous event. Then another potluck. Are you getting my theme here? At the district transportation potluck. And it was a soup contest, which a few of us judged. And let me tell you, these were fantastic soups. They were amazing. I've already requested, Matt, the recipes. They were just amazing. And I think the one was kind of like an Italian wedding soup. And then I wondered, let me double check here. I think you guys you've had enough. So, okay, so am I allowed to mention the award, the individuals that we surprised this morning? Is that okay? So we went. You never know if. Yeah. Well, we surprised our employees, not our classified employees that had already been nominated for Employee of the Year, and these are the ones that are going on to represent us at county. So congratulations to Yu Yun Lai, preschool teacher at Key. I hope I said that right. Close enough? Okay. And James Madison, Laura Cabezas Magana, school office coordinator. Westmont was Jose Lopez Rubalcaba, school safety assistant. And DES, Antonio Rincon, technology support technician. And at our district office, Esther Martinez, dispatch scheduler. And I won't mention, good, okay, so I just want to say congratulations and good luck at the county level, and thank you for representing us. I'm honored to still be here serving, and I just want to wish everyone happy, wonderful, healthy, safe holidays. Thank you.
Thank you, Clerk Philbeck. I just want to start off by officially welcoming Trustee Diep to the team. Right, we're glad to have you here. We're looking forward to working with you, so welcome. Yes. I have not too much of a report, so we'll be done pretty soon. All right, so yeah, it's okay. On November 21st, I actually was able to attend the PTA Reflections gallery that was put on at Key Elementary. It was really special this time around. The theme was accepting imperfections, and my younger son, Reese, actually, a lot of people don't know, but he was born with a cleft lip and palate, right? So it just means he was born with kind of like a gap on his lip all the way to the back of his throat. So he's always been really good at not even letting it bother him. He just doesn't, he like runs around like nothing ever happened. Like he's just like every other child, right? Which is great. So that was the point of raising him to be like confident, right? So it was, it's just recently that he is realizing that he has a cleft lip, right? Because he's like, oh, that's what it is. Like, but when he was a toddler and infant, he didn't really ever internalize it or externalize any feelings about it. But anyway, because of the theme, he kind of really took it on, and he actually took a self-portrait of himself, which was, I was really proud of that, right? Because he was okay with like putting his face on a picture that was going to be displayed in front of people. And I just wanted to mention that because it was just very personal this time with reflections with regards to how my own child connects to art and expression. And I just want to reiterate how important it is for us to support kids expressing themselves through media, through art. And in this case, this theme, I think, helped kids build confidence in a space that maybe wouldn't have been afforded to them if the art gallery or the art. Jesse doesn't want me to call it a contest. What is it? What do they call it instead of a contest? An exhibition. I don't know, but it's not a contest. Exhibit. If these things didn't exist, right, and we didn't support the arts in everything that we do, then some of our students wouldn't have found some kind of outlet to express what they're feeling regarding this theme, right? So it was really personal this time. I'm really proud of my son for taking a photo of himself, right? And like just being like, yeah, that's who I am, whatever, like look at me, right? And not really making a big deal about something that could potentially cause a lot of trauma and self-doubt in a child, right? About their appearance. So thank you, PTA, for putting on that display every year. All right, we did go attend CSBA the 5th through the 6th at the Anaheim Convention Center. My biggest takeaway always and usually typically when we go to these conferences is that we're like way ahead of everyone else. I go into sessions thinking, oh, I want some insight on that. And then I sit there and I'm like, oh, nothing new, right? But you get some different perspectives from different districts on things that they are doing or how they're maybe seeing things that we do already. But I leave with a sense of pride knowing that at our school district, we're really ahead of the game with regards to policy, with regards to implementing new programs, with regards to like community schools, dual language, all these things that we offer to our students, music, right? Getting the Golden Bell Award recognition for our music programming. So it's a sense of pride knowing that I'm part of a team and a community that does so much for the students and the employees. So it was real fun to go to the Golden Bell Award. Then we went out and hung out and got to meet Julie that evening. So it was a good time together as a team. I think the first time we got as a team to go and just kind of hang out and get to know each other a little bit better. So I'm glad I went. On the 13th, Horseman hosted Maíz de mi País. And so just a kind of context on this. The idea came actually from, we have a nonprofit that gives away books in the community. But anyway, we thought about several years ago having a fundraiser, like a staple fundraiser for our nonprofit. You know how usually some nonprofits do. And so COVID hit and we never did it. And so we just passed it along. We had conversations. Our sons have been blessed to have amazing teachers who are culturally responsive, who really take plurilingualism to heart and have really kind of impacted my family and my students. And one of them sitting right here. So in the conversations about being culturally responsive within like things that I do in my personal time, we always just thought, how can we create events at our sites that connect all of our kids' cultures, right? Not just one, but all of them. And so I don't know where it came from, but like something came up about like corn-based food in Latin America, and we're like, yeah, we all eat corn, like what? And so I'm pretty good at coming up with slogans, right? So then I was like, Maíz de mi País came to me like really quick. But the idea behind an event like this is to figure out how we can come together as a community through food, right? And what we discovered is that pretty much any culture that you can think of has some kind of food that they create using corn, right? And it's not limited to Latin America, which is, to me, like I really took that to heart, right? Knowing that we could connect through this medium, which is corn. So I want to give shout out to Ms. Torres. She's at Horseman. She's running a student leadership group over there called SLED. She had the students perform 2 different kind of obras. How do you say obra? Skits. I couldn't say it in English. I'm sorry. To create these skits, kind of giving the perspective of Native American connections or indigenous connections to the importance of maíz or corn. And so took this opportunity to teach leaders on their campus how to really find a love for other people's cultures and kind of just like internalize it enough to where they're performing it, right? And so that really was really impressive to me. Also, I want to give a shout out to all the parents who donated their food. It was a potluck. So parents just said, yeah, I'll bring something, and showed up with enough food to share with everyone, and they were just giving out samples. So out of the kindness of their own heart, just donating something that they thought was culturally relevant to them, that they'd like their families to share. And my favorite moment was there was a little girl who came up to our table and was like, what is that? I'm like, Tsuchepo. She's like, what? I don't know, I haven't heard of it. And she was like, I've never had that. And then she tasted it and it was like, oh, this is good, right? And so then you just kind of see her trailing along, and she's like doing the same thing, like telling people, like asking them what it is. So what I noticed is that the students, including their families, were conviviendo. What's the word in English? I don't know how to say it in English. There's no word, there's no translation, but basically we're like experiencing something together that brought them together, that made them appreciate one another, right? And that was so cool to see. So I'm just really proud of the team at Horace Mann for helping this come to life, and hoping it becomes a yearly thing at the school site. But just kind of one of those things where you reflect on ideas that come from different places in your life, and they come together, and sometimes they create like beautiful moments for our community, right? So thank you to everyone who was involved with that. All right. Just like everyone else, I want to wish everybody a restful holiday. Most of our staff work a lot more than the public would think, right? We're all tired. Everyone's tired, but everyone comes to work, and everyone comes to work with a smile, and everyone gets the work done. And we do it because we love the kids, and we love our families, and we want to make sure that we do right by them in what that we do for them. So please rest up. Don't do any work. It's a directive from us. So I'm going to try to live that too. I'm going to try not to do any work, because we deserve that, right? We deserve to do the right work. We deserve to have one another and to respect one another, and we deserve to rest. And so that's what I wish for everyone. Just get some rest, because that's what I want to do, right? It's an order. First order of business. Everyone get rest. All right. And then, yeah, I just want, let's sing happy birthday to board member Relis and his mom. All right, ready? On 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, trustee Ryan Relis and his mother. Happy birthday to you both. Woo! And with that being said, let's adjourn our meeting at 8:50. Oh, sorry. I was getting ahead of myself. Any future agenda items from any board members that you'd like to agendize?
That's like so next year. No.
No? Anybody? Anybody?
President Alvarez, I forgot to mention one thing. I just want to say thank you so much for letting me be part of this new family. But I forgot to thank Jesse for helping me to be able to sit here, and not to forget Dina too, because part of being autistic is having to make sure that people understand my disability and some of the accommodation I may need. So thank you so much for making sure that today becomes a successful event for my child who was here, but also for myself to be able to fully participate and be part of this process. So thank you so much, Jesse, and to Dina.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, now we can adjourn. Our next board meeting will be on January 15th, 2025. I adjourn this meeting at 8:51.